Hello and welcome to CAGET, and today we're talking about more ideas for Dungeons and Dragons 6th edition. Like the last, or I guess you could look for 5th edition or 5.5th edition if that was to happen. But this video is not made for my normal fan base. It was mainly made built up for my Get and Roblox videos. This is a completely different game type of all. If that makes sense, and some of the terms I'll be using are related to this group of games called tabletop role-playing games. Anyway, let's get on to the idea. So, Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, the way I got into it is actually by finding the starter set, buying it. And then, I've had mine for a while now, so my cover's dented a little bit, but, I bought the starter set, finding those cool games, oh my gosh, this is really cool. And that's why I started buying the cool rulebooks and then got really into the game. But one thing I find the issues with the starter set is, you don't have the core rules, you have the core rules to play the game, but, you don't have any character creation or magic item rules or stuff like that. So if you probably need in the game, you can't really do any building off the story of the main game or modifying it unless you have the other books. So it doesn't really feel like a starter set. It feels like really complicated to be a starter set. And with the Essentials Kit, it's better because you can create characters, but you don't have pre-made characters and stuff like that. The rules for character creation and all the other rules are really great. I actually kind of buy it for the more character. I just have basically a second player's handbook-ish that doesn't have all the options. It only does the 5th level, so I could have, more options. Right? Just have more. The second player's handbook for when I'm DMing, so I don't have to have the people who don't have that books and stuff like that. Or if I need to check something in the lower levels of play, and then someone else second player's handbook. But this got me thinking of how can I improve these boxes and stuff. Now, I have this idea, and also how to get more people into the game that say don't play TTRPGs, 90% of my audience on YouTube. I was to say 99% because of all my YouTube shorts now, growing my audience really fast. But yeah, this is what we're going to tackle in this video, which took, I guess, 2 minutes to get to, but yeah. The first things first is, I made a video a while back, kind of like a starter book. In that idea, I had a book that would come with dice and all the basic rules. This would be an alternative to that as well. Because, so that in that idea, is give you the core rules, take all the core rules out of the core books, put them into a book, and then give you, remove all the character options and unique stuff to a setting. And I would say for that setting, it was based off you're taking pre-existing franchise. Well, this would be an alternative to that option. Or someone going with that. So with that idea, I also said that if you take a franchise and turn it into these starting books, you can also make a version without any of the options, just like a campaign source book for a setting. We're going to modify this part of the idea and take that. And by the way, this is part of a series of videos. I'll be in that playlist of D&D 60 ideas on my channel, so you can look for that. But anyway, so let's start with the idea. So, the idea is having the starting box. Either all you do is, put all 3 core rulebooks in the box, as the first thing, or, instead of putting the core rulebooks in the box, we can put maybe all the cool rules just, but no character options, so, the rules to make characters, but, all the rules to use magic items, the rules how to be the monster stat block, but none of the special stuff. But I don't know if this is the best idea. You can either do that core rules, but core rules minus is what I'll call it, because I have all the core rules. But I wouldn't have any of the options special to the core rule books. If you're playing Player's Handbook, for example, you wouldn't have any of the classes from that book. Or you can put all 3 of the core rule books in there, or even better, just merge the 3 core rule books into one rule book. No, because it's kind of ridiculous trying to buy 3 books. With Starfinder and New Game Game, so it's only we only need the core rule book, which is just DM and player book, by the way, and then the second book for the monster stats, which is kind of a better idea because these monster stats separate, so then players can't look at them. Players can still know the DM, and it's kind of, I think that's a cool idea. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, you either make a core rulebook that has all the rules of how to play the game, similar to how Pathfinder's core rulebook, Starfinder's core rulebook, but without any of the character options. Or you have all the player, all the rules from everything for the game. You get what I mean? Or you can just put all the core rulebooks into this book. So it wouldn't make, one of those 2 options Wizards of course could do. Next, you put in this campaign source book for the campaign thing, which can be bought separately from this box. I just knocked out my starter box set, but yeah. Next, you can like put like a, what's it called? Like a, a campaign source book for the campaign saying that the box is based off of. Every sort of box will be based on campaign saying, besides like the generic one, which would be, I don't know, I'll talk about them later. But yeah, so let's just say we'll use an example from the last video. Not last video, but the last video in this like series of videos, which was Minecraft. The Minecraft source box will come up with the basic rules for how to play the game, which should be separate, and then the campaign source book for the Minecraft setting, which will come with tons of Minecraft monsters, character options for the setting. The problem with doing this as a campaign source book is that you wouldn't have, say, the base class and stuff like that, which is probably the reason why maybe you should have the core rulebooks in there, or find some sort of possibly have an update of maybe a plus version of that, But it will probably possibly be a new class or two, and you get what I mean though, right? Like you'll have all the, stuff you need for playing like a Minecraft setting, kind of like a campaign source book for Minecraft, which is my example setting, Then, you would add in the. So, campaign source book that has all the stuff for the setting, a book of all the rules, and then, of course, 2 sets of dice. Like, sets more to the essential set of dice, except 2 of them instead of 1. So you can have a friend join you stuff. It will also come with a DM screen, because the Essentials Kit came with one of those, so a DM screen would be nice. Oh, kind of like, not maybe fancy one, but it's, Essentials Kit style one. And also some little booklets. These booklets will be pre-written adventures, but they're only for like a session or so. The idea behind them is that they're a single session mini campaign that the DM can choose to throw in or not. That's basically the same, and these will be exclusive to the starting boxes. So something that a player could run, and actually there's little things inside at the back of the book. This is how you can hook it up to other pre-written ones. It'll be like 4 tiers of Titan D&D 5e, and this will be there's first tier, second tier, third tier, and fourth tier. For each tier, kind of representing like almost 1 like 5. It's based on your proficiency bonus, like 2 proficiency bonuses, 2 is like for 1 to 5, 4, and then the second one's from 5 like to whatever. No, you get what I mean. They play 5th edition, but yeah. Well, my 60 idea before says that you could possibly level up endlessly, which I think will be cool. But if this is be using 5th edition, it wouldn't have that block. This is only some tiers to play. For like, for 6th edition, there'll be like my ideas for that. But with connecting that, the rest of those ideas. There'll also be a 5th tier, which is the endless tier. But, you get what I mean, right? It'll only feel fair because of the 4 tiers. And like, you get 10 few adventures, I would say 10-ish. So 4 for tier 1 to play, because you're such a new DM, you'll need help. And 3 for tier 2, 2 for tier 3, and 1 for tier 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's 10 adventures. But yeah. So for Minecraft example, the last adventure, for example, on the tier 4 one, could be fighting the Ender Dragon in the end. While the ones below that, or the tier 3 stuff could be possibly fighting in the Nether. And tier 2 stuff could possibly be really hard overworld challenges. And tier 1 stuff could be like generic overworld Minecraft stuff. For this, like, if we use the Minecraft example, You get what I mean, right? So these boxes will come with the, core rules of how to play the game. All the campaign settings if you need that is what the box is themed off of. 2 sets of dice should be themed off the setting. DM screen for that setting, and, the 10 pre-written little mini adventures. I think that's a pretty good, solid, system for a starting box. And, yeah. I know it's really continuing a series that I haven't done for a while, but I feel like I kind of need to do it. Anyway, let's go back to, let's just say you want to just get into D&D without having all the other stuff. There's no optional way for doing a D&D mega starting box, something like call it. Like, it wouldn't be based on a franchise, which is probably give you all the core rule books, a DM screen, 2 sets of dice, and possibly maybe some mini pre-run examples. I don't know, but because getting pretty giant book instead of like 2 books. I don't know how that would work, but kind of like, you know what I mean, though, right? That's how we kind of start. So, possibly either a small pre-run campaign, like mini story ideas that other story boxes have. But yeah, wow, this is a long idea. And this is the end of the video. Remember to like and subscribe to the CAGET Cat on YouTube, and peace.